Now let us start with the session. Inheritance in Hibernate framework. Inheritance in Hibernate framework. Hibernate framework. Inheritance in Hibernate framework. Right. Generally, why to go for this inheritance? The purpose of to entering into this inheritance is reusability purpose. Okay, we can go for core Java, or we can go for advanced Java, or we can go for struts. So now inheritance means inheritance only. Reusability purpose. The main intention of to entering into this inheritance is reusability purpose. For example, you can take so and so company. In that company, regular employees are there, normal employees are there, contract employees are there. Everybody having some common fields. Okay, everybody having some common fields. For example, employee name and ID is required for all the employees, even though he is working contract or regular employee, whatever it may be. ID and is required. So in the same way, some common fields are required for each and every employee. Instead of defining the multiple places that common fields, we can define in a one place and we can inherit wherever you want directly, right? So now that is the main intention of to entering into this inheritance concept. Now this inheritance concept is doesn't supported by the JDBC technology. Okay, JDBC technology doesn't supported by this inheritance concept. That is the reason we are entering into the here Hibernate. Using Hibernate, inheritance is possible. As part of Hibernate framework, there are three types of inheritances are there. Number one, table for class hierarchy. Table for class hierarchy. Table for class hierarchy. Number two, table for subclass hierarchy. Table for subclass hierarchy. Number three, table for concrete class hierarchy. Table for concrete class hierarchy. Concrete class hierarchy. Table for concrete class hierarchy. Totally three types of inheritances are there as part of Hibernate framework. Using these concepts, we can inheriting the superclass properties to subclass, and finally we can store that data in a database, or if you want to retrieving, we can retrieving, right? See now here, first I am going to explain here table for class hierarchy. Whenever we are using the table for class hierarchy, now the superclass data and subclass data we can store into in a single table, that is parent table. Okay, that is parent table. For example, here I am taken employee class. This is the employee. This is the employee. Is the superclass. Employee is the superclass, and this employee having two fields. Number one, ID. Number two, name. String name. Right, string name. Now I am going to take here Regular employee. Regular employee. He is the regular employee. Regular employee. Regular employee. Regular employee having two fields. Number one, float salary. Number two, int bonus. But this regular employee also having ID and name. That ID and name I am going to inherit from parent class called employee. In the same way, I am going to take contract employee. Why we are going to this inheritance concept means reusability purpose only. If we want to defining multiple times the same property, unnecessarily our application is going to become increase. In real time, 30-50 properties are also available for one POJO class. Okay, now 30-50 properties are required for all the classes. Assume that in that case, if you are defining multiple times that properties, then unnecessarily increasing the burden on the developers. So now in last year we developed one project, that is NBF project, National Punjab Bank. Okay, N project we developed. In that project, one POJO class around 50 columns, 50 properties also is available. That many properties are there. If you are using that properties, all the employees, like a different employees, then unnecessarily our application size is become increase. Contract employee having some specific fields. What are the specific properties here? Number one, pay per hour, float, pay per hour. The next, string, contract duration, right? Like this, every company having these many employees are available. While designing these subclasses, this is the one subclass, this is another subclass. While designing these subclasses, we need to extend our class to employee class, like this. Public class, regular employee, regular employee, extends employee, Under that, we can define these two properties. Private float salary. The next, private int bonus. Now generate the setter and getter for these properties. Setters and getters. Then close it. Right? So like this, we can generate our POJO classes by extends employee class. employee having two properties, we need to generate setter and getter for this two. After that, we need to configuring all these employees in a configuration file. While configuring the superclasses and subclasses, table for class hierarchy, subclass object creation time, we have to take what? One predefined XML tag called subclass, right? So how to configure, we will see here first. Now first of all, my goal is I want to store this employee data as well as the regular employee data and the contract employee data in a single database table. Okay, while we are learning that table for class hierarchy means we are going to store it into the all this employees data in a single table. If we want to store all this data in a single table, how to configure? We have to configure like this. Hibernate.hbm.xml. Hibernate.hbm.xml. Under that, first of all, we have to take the DTD. The next, Hibernate mapping. The next, class name is equal to employee. If it is the package is there, this class is available to the inside package, assume that. In that case, we have must and should here package also. com.durga.employee, assume that. We have to take package name also. The next, table. Table is equal to EMP 120. Some table name. Along with this class, we have to take one predefined attribute called that is discriminator -value. Why we are taking that discriminator -value? We are going to store into this employee data, regular employee data, contract employee data in a single table. Okay, in a single table. Now identification purpose, who is the regular employee, who is the contract employee, who is the normal employee. Every employee data we are stored into in a single table. But who is the contract employee here, who is the regular employee, who is the normal employee. If we want to identifying like that, we have to take here one predefined attribute called discriminator -value. Discriminator -value is equal to EMP, right? EMP. The next, after that, we have to take here ID. ID name is equal to ID. Column is equal to ID. After that, generator class. Generator class is equal to increment. Generator class is equal to increment. Previously I used here generated class assigned. Whenever we are using the generated class assigned, in our program itself, in our client program, we have to mention that ID manually. Whenever we are taking the increment, now the Hibernate framework is going to be taken by the existing record, and it is going to be adding to the +1 to that existing record, and the new record is going to be inserted into the database. If there is no records present in our database table, now it is going to be taken by the 0 plus 1. Then first record is going to be inserted as the ID. Right? Then next here, close the ID. Close the ID. Then next, after that, discriminator hyphen value emp we are taken here. This value we can store in so and so column or not. We are storing employee data. Along with that employee data, we can store the type of the employee also. Regular employee now we have to store type also. If you want to store that type, that means this value if you want to store in so and so column, we have to take here one column, that is discriminator. Okay, discriminator name is equal to some type. Column is equal to okay, column is equal to type. Otherwise directly we can take discriminator column is equal to type. Now here type is equal to what is the type here? Data type. String na, integer na, we have to mention by using type attribute. Type is equal to string I am mentioning. This is the data type for the Hibernate. String we can mention. Then next, column is going to be created. Then next, after that, what is the column name? Type. Inside this type, this emp is going to be stored. Fine. Then next, remaining column, property name is equal to name. Column is equal to name. Then after that, two properties are completed. Then next we have to configure what? Subclasses. How to configure the subclasses? We can configure subclasses like this. Subclass name is equal to regular employee. Now table is not required here. We are following here table for class hierarchy. Subclass name is equal to regular employee. Then along with this we can take what? Discriminator hyphen value is equal to contract employee or regular employee. The next, under that, how many properties are there? Property name is equal to salary. Then column is equal to salary. The next, property name is equal to bonus. Column is equal to bonus. Then close the subclass. The next, one more class is there. we have to take once again subclass name is equal to contract employee. The next discriminator hyphen value. Value is equal to contract TMP. The next property name is equal to pay per hour. If the database column name and property name both are same, we no need to take the column tag. Property name is equal to contract duration. Then close the subclass. The next close the class. The next close the Hibernate mapping. That's enough. After that, we can configuring this configuration file inside the CFG file. How to configure? hibernate.cfg.xml. Mapping resource. First we can configuring connection properties. Then next we can take Hibernate properties. Then next mapping resource is equal to hibernate.hbm.xml. hibernate.hbm.xml. That's enough. After that, we need to develop the client application. Like this. So first we need to import what? We need to import the Hibernate packages. Import org.hibernate.cfg.star package. The next import org.hibernate.star package. The next after that public class client. The next public static void main. The next configuration conf is equal to new configuration. After that, by using this class we can load the configuration file. This configuration class was given by the one predefined method, that is configure. Using that method we can load the Hibernate configuration file. Hibernate.cfg.xml. Hibernate dot cfg dot xml. Then next after that we can get the high level object, that is session factory. Factory is equal to conf dot build session factory. Then next after that we need to get the session object. Configuration is available to the org.hibernate.cfg package. The remaining all are available to the org.hibernate.star package. Session is equal to factory dot open session. Factory dot open session. After that we need to create the employee class object. Employee is equal to new employee. Now we can set the e dot set id is required or not required? Id is not required because Hibernate framework is going to be generated by that id because of increment generated class. So now here we need to set e dot set name. Then next here I am passing the suno. Then next we need to create the regular employee class. Regular -employee E1 is equal to new regular employee. Then next after that E1 dot set name. Id is not required. While inserting this record, automatically Hibernate framework is going to be generated by the id. By taking the existing record and it is going to be adding the +1 and that record is going to be inserted into new record. Then E1 dot set name. Actually set name property is available to the employee. Because of inheritance I am going to be getting that set name also. Now we can pass here Vivek Kumar. The next E1 dot set salary. Something I am setting here 2000. E1 dot set bonus 200. Then next after that I am going to creating contract employee. Contract employee E2 is equal to new contract employee. The next E2 dot set name. Now Arjun Kumar. The next E2 dot pay per hour. 1000 rupees. E2 dot contract duration set na set pay per hour, set contract duration 15 days. 15 days. The next, after setting the all the values, now what we have to do, transaction tx equal to session dot begin transaction, session dot begin transaction. After that, session dot save method, or we can use persist method, persist, persist method. This is given by the Hibernate 4.x persist method. 3.x and 4.x they are given. So now persist method, it is given to the more performance compared to save method. The next, session dot persist E1, session dot persist E2. Like this I am persist all these objects. After that, tx dot commit, the next, session dot closed, before that system dot out dot println, records are stored into the successfully, records are stored successfully. The next, session dot close, the next, factory dot close. Now close the main method, close the class, close the main method, close the class. Client application, this is the client application. Whenever we are compiling and executing, what is the output here? Whenever we are compiling and executing, we are going to getting the following output. So now the first, it is going to be creating one table, that is EMP 120 or 121. After that, under that table, how many columns are created? Number 1, ID. Number 2, name. Number 3, salary. Number 4, bonus. Number 5, pay per hour. Number 6, contract duration. Number 7, type of the employee. These many columns are going to be created. After that, session dot persist of E. Now what is the ID? 1. Employee name is what? Suno. Salary nothing. Bonus, nothing. Pay per hour, nothing. Contract duration, nothing. So now type of the employee is what? EMP. It is going to be stored. The next, regular employee, name is what? Vivek Kumar. Vivek Kumar. Salary 2000. Bonus 200. Pay per hour, no. Contract duration, no. Type of the employee, contract EMP, regular EMP. The next, third, name of the employee, Arjun Kumar. Arjun Kumar. Salary, no. Bonus, no. Pay per hour, 1000. Contract duration, 15 days. Now contract EMP. This is our output. Right? Now just observing this example.